So it's a popular one-liner, quoted often, and a sentiment that we know many of you share. Here it is. If I had known grandkids were so much fun, I would have had them first. You tell us that your heart grows bigger with the birth of each new grandkid, that there's something so beautiful about seeing your children have children. Well, my next guest and first-time Nana agrees, founder of Chatbooks and host of the MomForce Podcast, Vanessa Quigley. Joining me in studio, you're a first-time grandma.
And I am so happy about it.
Oh my gosh, and your excitement and passion for this early role is so contagious. What are they calling you? Have we established that?
No. I like the sound of Granny.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for her to christen me with some cute, clever name.
And introduce us to her.
Yes. So her name is Mauve Iola.
Oh.
Iola for her great-grandmother.
Oh.
She was born almost a month ago on January 11th.
She's
seeing incredible.
Video
oh my
of
gosh.
you meeting her for the first
that
time.
moment.
I feel like I'm going to cry just watching this.
It was literally breathtaking. I had waited for this for so long, and it was better than I can imagine. I mean, I was so glad that she was here, safe and sound,
Yes.
but she was just beyond perfect.
It feels sacred, doesn't it? Like when
Yes.
the windows of heaven open and
Literally.
this little spirit comes that you automatically are so in love with.
Holding a piece of heaven, it's just it's breathtaking.
Was any part of this transition, I don't want to say weird as we come off of that beautiful moment, but did it feel comfortable for you to slip into this new
Totally.
role? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I felt right at home. But what I wasn't surprised for was how I felt about my own daughter. I was so focused on the grandbaby, but seeing my daughter there in the hospital bed after doing this heroic, super hard thing was just incredible. And I felt bonded to her on a whole new level. We had this common shared experience. And
oh, Vanessa, I love that.
It's just so beautiful.
And there's so many relationships transitioning and shifting with this new little love. She's beautiful, by the way. Oh my gosh, the hair. I can't even. Mauve?
Mauve.
I can't even. What was it like watching your husband become a papa or a grandpa?
Oh my gosh, he is fully embracing his grandpa era.
I have no.
He actually found this photo of his grandpa wearing this big gray cardigan and a hat with a little feather on it, and so he's recreated the look. He's got the grandpa wardrobe.
Of course,
but he was
has.
always so good with our babies, but to see him with this little granddaughter just working his magic is so tender and honestly kind of sexy too.
Hey, there's the romance in the situation. Yeah, my dad, again, loved babies as well, which is kind of unique, I think, for men. But as an all-girl dad, he had a soft side, but that softening happens when they become a grandpa in an all-new way. And
He was born for this, for sure.
It's so tender. All right, what's she doing now? What are the latest stages? She's 2 months?
She's almost 1 month.
1 month.
She's getting rolls.
Oh,
all the new
come on,
photos
Mom.
have a new roll in her armpit or under her chin.
Yes.
She's trying to figure out when the days and the nights are.
Sure.
But that's all part of the gig.
All right, well, there's still so much to talk about. When we come back, Vanessa is going to be sharing practical advice for new nanas. You've learned a lot about helping your own daughter navigate this role. So we'll talk about it, how to support the new modern mom, next on Studio 5. So you might remember with fondness, your mom supporting you after the birth of your first child. She showed up, she stayed the week, she stocked the freezer, and it goes without saying, but that transition into motherhood, it's big, right? And motherly support is often needed during that transitional time. But our daughters who are having babies now, they're from a different generation. They have different resources and they might want and need a different kind of support. So to help us know and think about how we can best show up for the new modern mom is host of the MomForce Podcast and founder of Chatbooks, Vanessa Quigley. So your daughter just recently had a baby, making you a first-time grandma. How long did you spend with her after the birth? What was that timing or that schedule like for you?
Well, because she had a planned C-section, the baby was breached, we were able to get there the night before.
Okay.
So they were there on the day, and I was able to stay for 10 days, in part because her mother-in-law is battling leukemia right now, and I knew that she wouldn't be able to come help.
Yeah.
So I was able to clear my calendar extra long and spend 10 days. I came home for a few days, and then I got a middle-of-the-night phone call saying that she had mastitis.
Oh, no.
And so that St. George shuttle is going to be my favorite thing. I went back down for a few more days to be able to help.
You're going to wear down that road whenever you're needed. How did you prepare in advance or help her prepare in advance leading up to that planned delivery?
Yeah, well, a couple weeks before she had her baby, she was starting to feel really stressed out about the condition of her house.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to clean when you have a giant belly.
The nesting sets in too.
Yes.
You just want everything to be so-so.
So my husband and I went down and we spent a few days just scrubbing the house from top to bottom, doing little house projects. But one thing that's really different about having a baby now versus when I had my first babies is there's the vast array of products to choose from. Like when I had my first baby, I went to Burlington Coat Factory. I picked one of 3 strollers and the least ugly car seat, and I was done.
Yeah.
But I watched my daughter research for hours and hours and hours. The best, safest car seat, the best stroller system, the best bassinet. And a baby registry is a thing that's new. I don't remember having a baby registry.
No,
None of my friends did.
new. Yeah.
So like a wedding registry, you can take all of that research and build out a list of all of the things that you need and want for your baby. I might have thrown her a baby shower, shared that registry with everyone at the shower, and friends and family that don't live close by that wanted to do something to help, share that list. And so by the time baby came, she had everything that she needed, and that was a huge help.
I love that you let out on that for her because it feels a little feeble and silly, for me anyway, that's my personality, to ask for certain things.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were helping with research and planning the shower and zipping out those links.
Yeah, and everyone wants to help.
Totally.
But, you don't need another, onesie to add to your pile of, 50 onesies. You need... She knew exactly what she needed because she'd done all the research.
Yeah, you don't need someone to guess, and you also appreciate when people collectively go in on the bigger things, which are often the harder things to buy. So the house cleaning, the prep, stocking the freezer, and then the registry support is really great. Once baby Mauve arrived, you said one of the first things you did, and this I think is a really great, grabbable aha, is you helped normalize the feelings. Only someone who's been through that motherhood transition can really speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, the feelings, I remember getting mad at my little babies, which is that's normal, right? I'm not really mad. I'm frustrated.
Sure.
I'm sleep deprived. But to say it's okay if you have.
Yes, those hormonal surges.
This is normal.
That are irrational and not accurate to how you really feel.
Also, if your baby pees every time you take their diaper off, that's normal. Yeah. If you feel like your nipples are on fire when you're starting to breastfeed, totally normal. That will get better. Just being able to say that. But I will say that another thing that's really different now is my husband got 1 or 2 days off of work to be with me while I was in the hospital, and then he went back to work. So I needed my mom to come stay with me and do everything. Yeah. But now, in addition to maternity leave, so many companies are offering very generous paternity leave. And so my son-in-law had 2 weeks off. So when I was there with them, he was there too. So he was able to help with all the things with the baby. So my job became doing everything else, but also normalizing all of these new things that they were experiencing and just cheering them on and allowing them to bond with the baby.
And that's a good point as well, kind of navigating that schedule. If the husband is home more, who's going to do what? How are we going to double down on this help? You helped overnight, mom points, big mom points. You made snack plates, you made meals. Again, those household, got to get them done sort of to-dos. Yeah,
and the overnight help, that was actually so fun because, again, mom and dad are there to do all the bonding with the baby. And as much as I wanted to hold that baby 24/7, I let them do all of that, but they were exhausted after 3 days in the hospital. Okay, this is something else that's different.
Tell us.
When I went to have my babies, my mom said, feed the baby and send her to the nursery. You need to rest up before you come home. And so I did, but they don't do that anymore.
You don't have that option anymore at many hospitals.
So for 3 nights, they were up all night. They came home to utterly destroyed and sleep deprived. So I said, okay, when she's done with her night feeding, bring her to me. Yeah. I will burp and diaper and settle her, and I'll bring her to you when she's ready for her next feeding.
Yes.
And so they got to get caught up in sleep, and then I finally got all of that good mama and grandma snuggle time.
You got to be the night nurse and cash in.
I loved it.
On the midnight cycles. I can't get over this baby. She's
She's
beautiful. Can I be her agent?
Middle of the night feeding, right?
Can I be her agent? It's an interesting transition, though, that actually swung over the course of my children. My first one was the nursery help and the nurse help at the hospital, and by the 4th one, it's you set an alarm when that child needs to eat, and you're this new mom, and you're just so. Family members that are long distance, what would be your advice, Vanessa, to people that don't live as close or with accessible reach? Okay,
this is where that registry is so helpful. Send them the link to the registry. But one of Lakin's friends who doesn't live in town, she sent a DoorDash meal, which is so nice. I mean, anytime you don't have to think about what you're going to eat or preparing a meal is so helpful. She had friends sending boxes of diapers, and something that my mother-in-law did for me once, I think it was with my 6th baby, but she hired a house cleaner and just sent her to my house to clean.
Nice.
So what mom would not want that?
A good reminder for moms and grandmas, ask permission before posting any pictures.
Yes, I mean, I was so excited to share pictures of this beautiful baby with the entire world, but my daughter wasn't. And I was so grateful that she told me, don't post anything until we're ready, and don't post anything without my consent. I mean, deciding how to share your baby on social media was not something that I had to consider.
Right.
So that's something that parents do take very seriously. That being said, still take all of the photos. Like, I wish I had so many more photos of me with my new babies, and especially me holding the baby.
Mom in the photo.
Yeah, so I took on the role of photographer.
Yes.
I took all of the photos, and I'll gift them a Chatbooks subscription full of all of those wonderful, beautiful, fleeting moments. That's the way to.
I love that they couldn't capture otherwise. Members of your MomForce community also sent off some suggestions. Let me share a few, and you give me one line on how you feel about it. So somebody said it's crucial for new moms to bond with their baby, so I think your job is to be over cooking and cleaning. Be proactive. Don't wait for her to ask you, because that feels awkward. Agree?
100%. I heard this over and over again. Make sure her water is always full and she has a snack. She can focus on the baby.
Yeah, get in there, though. I like that. Reassuring them that they can do it. Obviously still helping and loving, but just expressing confidence.
Totally. I mean, I loved the days that I was there with them in their home, but now that I'm 4 hours away, my daughter will call me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Baby's crying, she's crying.
Yeah.
All I can say is, you're doing amazing. You've got this. This too shall pass.
Yes.
Sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yes.
There's a whole bigger conversation around maternal, postpartum mental health.
Sure.
But at the very least, let her know she's not alone and that you believe in her and cheer her on.
I love that, Vanessa, and I love seeing you in this role. This is so exciting.
It's my favorite role.
Thank you for sharing with us and opening up
me.
your heart and your ideas as well. Where can we get to learn more from you, sister?
Vanessa Quigley on Instagram. And actually, I have a whole episode of the MomForce podcast all about how to support a modern mom.
Oh, good.
Coming out March 5th.
We'll watch for that MomForce podcast wherever you get your podcast. Thanks again.